good.
Great call.
Yeah.
From Liberty
Leslie
Hill,
Shelton
Texas.
is from Houston. Laurel Clement is my attorney.
Oh, they're listening. They
Yeah.
say hello. There you go. By the way, do you see our Facebook page again, Taking Jumps?
Yeah, I hit about 50 people last night.
Well, I think that they're hitting us because we're now over 567. All right, well, here we go. We're talking how have I lost weight? And I'll tell you, folks, I have tried Body for Life. I have tried Advocare. I have tried all kinds of diets, and they don't work. I even tried the Richard Simmons diet. If that takes you back to really old, then yeah, I mean, you'll remember this. But Richard Simmons was the guy that would dress in those really interesting looking shorts and tank top with the furry hair, and he would jump around to music, and the exercise was great, but he would send out a food plan. You'd mark the food up, the whole 9 yards, and his system would work if you stuck to it, but I couldn't stick to it. And so I didn't use diet. What I have learned is how to take real food, because I like to eat. I want to eat. I don't want to be hungry. And I have learned to exchange different foods based on their calorie intake and making sure that they're not processed starches, making sure they're not processed sugars. Now, don't get me wrong, I eat sugar, but it's natural sugar. For example, my dinner will be strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, an apple. It'll be maybe even possibly some of the Laughing Cow cheese. Laughing Cow cheese is great because you can have one of the pie slices and it's only 35 calories. It's less than a carbohydrate, less than a gram of sugar. So you're not taking in sugar and carbs, but you get the flavor of the cheese. And I'll put that on my meat because I'll have like carving board turkey or carving board ham, or I'll go to the deli section and get the pulled chicken from the chickens they've baked and eat that because that's even less processed. And I'll have an avocado. And so I don't really count the avocado calories because avocado is so good for you. So normally an avocado can run you between 120 to 240 calories for one because I get a small one. And what I'll do is I'll eat only half of it or I'll eat the whole one. The carving board turkey, I'll eat all 4 servings of carving board turkey. And it's only 60 calories a serving. That's 240 calories. So when I'm all done with dinner, it's about 400 calories, and I've gotten the natural sugar from the fruit. If it's early enough, I'll eat watermelon, cantaloupe, or honeydew melon. I stay away from, and have been told to stay away from, bananas, stay away from grapes, because of the high sugar content at night when you go to bed. If you have to eat those because you want to, try and eat about half a serving that you would normally eat and do it in the morning so you can burn that sugar off through the day. But they're not bad for you. It's just high in sugar. So I try to stay away from those. My breakfast, and I've been putting this on our Facebook page, so feel free to go to John Edward Payton or JP and Dr. B's Facebook page, and you can find where I'm posting my meals. For breakfast, I'll have 2 eggs at 60 calories apiece. I'll have some mozzarella cheese at 45 calories. I'll put vegetables in there, including jalapenos, 3 turkey sausage links with a cup of coffee, and in my coffee, I am drinking sugar-free creamer. It has no sugar in it, less than 2 grams of carbohydrates. Now it's processed, of course, because it's cream, but I'm able to have that in my coffee because I can't drink coffee without cream or sugar. This replaces that, and my coffee is only 15 calories. So for breakfast, my breakfast is normally about 305 calories. I will eat anywhere in a day.
30 seconds.
Okay, I will eat anywhere in a day between 300 or between 600 to 700 calories and 1,200. So tune into our YouTube channel and you'll be able to catch all that, and I'll bring more with it as well. But we have 30 seconds. I think I made Willie Nelson upset, so hopefully he's okay, because I don't think he likes us to begin with anyways. But here we go. Boy, I'll tell you, I gotta love that.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
The Ant. How can you not love this song? It's filled with hope.
It is filled with hope, and it's a good way to start the day if they are just joining us.
On Point with JP and Dr. B. You can find us at jpanddrb.com. We also want you to call in. Kevin, thank you for your call, and God bless you for telling me I inspire you. I'm going to tell you, I have had so many blessings pour in from all of these fine folks, not a single criticism, tons of support. And so know out there that we're there with you. All of us are supporting everybody as they may struggle through their weight loss. I have not done it through a diet. But again, feel free to call in before I go any further. 214-787-1160.
214-787-1160.
With any of your questions. So how did I do it? I'll tell you folks, I have tried Body for Life. I have tried, if you're old enough, the Richard Simmons diet. The guy in the funky shorts with the tank top and
You didn't wear the funky shorts, did you?
No, but I wore the wig.
All right.
I wore the wig.
I hope there's a picture somewhere.
Yeah, there's not one. But you know, I mean, the diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I'll tell you, none of them worked for me. And the reason why, and a lot of people say this, it's called diet. And I don't do diet the rest of my life. I have to learn how to eat the rest of my life. Yeah. You know, portion control is good. You know, genetically, and I was going to tell everybody this, genetically I am prone to be overweight. On my side of the family, my mother's side, a lot of our family members are obese. I mean, very obese. And they live until their 90s. I mean, this isn't, genetically it seems like our bodies are prone to be able to handle that weight. I know a lot of folks have always been concerned about my weight. Interestingly enough, my blood pressure was better than folks that were running all the time. My blood pressure was 124/72. My heart rate was always good. Cholesterol was low. Now, the good cholesterol was low because I wasn't exercising. And I go in on December 2nd for my physical. But genetically, we were prone to be overweight. And so the weight was there. And so, yeah, portion control, especially for folks that are not prone genetically for it, I think, probably would help out. You know, instead of eating a full thing of mashed potatoes, eat a half a thing of mashed potatoes. I know a lot of people have done that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things you had mentioned earlier about going out to restaurants and things like that is that not only can you not control how they cook it, but you can't control the portions. And it seems to me like restaurants often give us much more than what we really need to eat. But you know, it's one of those things, if I paid for it, I better go ahead and eat it. Can't waste that money.
Well, and when I was a kid, you know, I remember hearing, hey, if you put it on your plate, you need to finish it. And don't finish it. If you're full, push it away and be done. But so what have I done? I've tried the diets. They didn't work. They didn't work because I'm not going to live on a diet for the rest of my life. So I have learned to exchange calories. Because I like to eat and I don't want to be hungry. And so I have learned that by exchanging foods. For example, I had found I like bread, right? So I found Pepperidge Farms had a bread that was a skinny bread, smaller bread, 40 calories a slice. I like peanut butter. And so instead of eating Jiffy peanut butter, which is 190 calories or 145 calories for 2 tablespoons, I found PB2 on the shelf, which is a dehydrated peanut, doesn't have the oils, doesn't have the sugars in it, 2 tablespoons for 45 calories. Instead of having eggs with butter cooked in it, I would have 2 hard-boiled eggs. That's how I kind of started this. And eventually I have evolved off of bread altogether. And now understand, on Sundays, I eat whatever I want. If I want bread, I have bread. If I want a donut, I have a donut. If I want ketchup, I have ketchup. So I would say don't abandon all. But one of the things that I've learned is that it's kind of like a computer saying, garbage in, garbage out, right? If I'm putting garbage in my system, then I'm going to feel like garbage. If I'm putting healthy, good stuff in my system, then I'm going to feel good. And I've learned that.
Yes, but sometimes, Judge, doesn't it take a little while for your body to adjust to that? I mean, when you were first beginning, unless you're really, really dedicated, your body goes through like a rebellion. No, I want that sugar.
Well, and that's why you've got to find the replacements. You know, that's why with strawberries and blackberries and raspberries, I found that replacement. And then Sundays. Sundays help me do it. And so I relate it to, and this is going to be terrible, but this is how I feel. I related it to being like addicted to drugs. You know, food was like a drug. Having that feel, that comfort that comes with eating, and then afterwards I'd have the guilt because, gosh, why did I eat like this again? You know, I don't want to be like this. Why am I like this? And so I was able to find the exchange of food. And so Sundays also helped me get rid of that. It's like weaning off of alcohol versus just stop drinking, I guess, you know, with the food part. And so now I don't eat bread during the week. Instead, I will take a piece of romaine lettuce. I'll make taco meat out of extra lean turkey. I'll put bell peppers in that, onions in that, a fresh clove of garlic, and stir it up, add some taco seasoning, and I'll have taco seasoning or taco meat inside of lettuce wraps with a little bit of salsa and that's my lunch. So
Yeah, actually, JP, you fixed that not long ago on our chef night, and it was delicious.
and if you have to have tortillas, I have found a small silver dollar corn tortilla. Stay away from the flour, but a small corn tortilla that you can eat 3 of them with 100 calories, and I can add my turkey meat. I can have lunch for 260 calories, and I've had several friends come up for lunch, and because I don't go out to eat anymore really. And I would make lunch right there in the office and share and tell them, you can bring your lunch or I'll be more than happy to cook for you. And they eat lunch with me and they say, man, I'm stuffed. Man, that tasted wonderful. Holy cow. And they were excited about it. And so there's a lot of things that you can do food-wise to exchange out. So if you have to have a tortilla, do it where you can do it with low calories. And so that's what I've basically done. I eat between 700 and 1,200 calories a day. I'm full at the end of the day. And what I've told people is that I'd rather be a little bit hungry and have that feeling than be overstuffed and have the feeling of guilt and failure.
Yeah, we're coming up to the holidays, and how many of us have overeaten and felt stuffed and miserable after a big meal? That's not a good feeling.
And it does. Well, and I'll tell you, and that's a great question, actually, because I have abandoned sodas and juices and things of that nature altogether. In fact, I've even abandoned tea for the most part, although I've been told, and the studies show, that tea and coffee, they don't necessarily hurt you. They're not a bad thing as long as you don't overindulge. Of course, I don't drink sweet tea when I drink tea. I'll drink just a regular glass of tea with no sweetener in it. But water's a big deal. I have found out from our certified personal trainer that you actually lose more fat, and this may gross some folks out, but it's true, by urination versus defecation. That you actually urinate those fat cells out at a more rapid rate than you do by defecating. And so I think that's why water is such a big deal. And so I drink a lot of water. Now I'll tell you, I add those water flavorings to my water because I like to have a little flavor to my water. And so the way that I avoid feeling like I'm not drinking an orange crush or I'm not drinking a blueberry or raspberry drink, I'll grab those water flavorings. They're less than a gram of sugar. They're 5 calories. Yeah, it's probably chemical, and there's no doubt about it. But if it doesn't kill you going in, it's going to kill you being on the outside because there's plenty of air pollution problems. But but rather than put weight on and drinking a soda that's got 230 or 240 calories, I will drink a water flavoring with under 5 calories.
Which makes a lot of sense, and like you said, those are so much easier available right now. Those little bottles, you just put a drop or 2 in your water that you can do. You know, another thing I want to say, JP, and I don't know about your personal, but you know, it's important for men and women and couples to help each other in this weight loss as well. You know, you may have a spouse who needs to lose weight. If you don't need to, work with your spouse, help them. After all, you're going to help them to live longer, and you're both going to be happier.
Encouragement.
Exactly.
Encouragement is a big deal. So, real quick, want to say hello to Devona Ravenholt. She and her daughter are listening. Say hello to Gail Loki. She's listening. Nick Lane out there is listening. Angela Garcia is listening, and Marty McClellan from Baltimore, Maryland is listening as well, along with Lindsay from Innsbruck, Austria. So continue to go to our YouTube page. I'm going to put a lot more information on there about my weight loss. Also, jpandrb.com. And remember, this week we really want you to call in at 214-787-1160.
That's 214-787-1160.
Now, tomorrow we're going to have Coach Scott Smith from Plano West on the air. Join us tomorrow as we do a recap of the Plano West football season. So if you're with the Blue Nation, tune in. Callie with her high school playoff report. And tomorrow we start a new segment, Real People, Real Stories. And it's going to be a secret. You have to join in tomorrow to find out who he is. But he's pretty amazing. Dr. B, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Great show.
Good show, yes, absolutely.
I think that was fantastic. And we will probably get an email from somebody because I was loud in the hallway. But I promise you that is Willie Nelson and his crew. And I have held off on sending an email because you're going to love this. They were sitting behind my laptop. All right, folks, tune in tomorrow as we talk with real people, real lives, and hopefully we'll have Congressman Sam Johnson on to talk about his time in Vietnam. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.